Good afternoon, and welcome to the Long Trail School Class of 2025 Commencement Ceremony. It is with immense pride and deep gratitude that I stand here today, surrounded by such an exceptional group of students. Beside me are not just graduates, they're artists, musicians, athletes, performers, and scholars. Each of them brings a unique spark to our community, and it has been an honor and a privilege to watch them grow, create, lead, and persevere throughout our years together at Long Trail. These students have poured their hearts into every endeavor, in classrooms, on stages, in studios, on courts, and fields. They have shown us what it means to commit fully, to care deeply, and to pursue excellence not just for recognition, but because they believe in the value of what they do. Today is more than a celebration of academic achievement. It is a recognition of character, of courage, of creativity, and of connection. As we mark this important milestone, we also look forward to all the extraordinary things these individuals will go on to accomplish in the world beyond Long Trail. Thank you everyone for being here today, and shout out to Amy Tebow, the chair of the Board of Trustees, as well as the members of the Board of Trustees in attendance, Reen Wilson, Colin Igo, our beloved faculty, friends, and families for joining us to celebrate on this special day. Let the commencement begin. I would now like to invite Head of School Colin Igo to the stage.
Thank you, Rowan. Excuse me. Good afternoon, and welcome to the 49th commencement exercises of Long Trail School. Students, colleagues, alumni, family, friends, neighbors, we're so glad that you're here with us today. I want to begin by taking a moment to thank my colleagues on our faculty and staff. Among the countless qualities required of educators, teaching demands patience, flexibility, intelligence, and relentless optimism. I take great comfort and pride in knowing our talented faculty have equipped these young people with the skills, attributes, and dispositions to thrive in their lives. To my colleagues, please stand so we can thank you with a round of applause. I would also like to thank our Board of Trustees, several of whom are here today, for their steady leadership. Thanks to your commitment, the school has never been stronger. To our friends at GNAT, thank you for recording and live streaming this ceremony. For anyone watching from afar, hello. Thank you for joining us, and a special hello to my mom, who I know is watching. Hi, Mom. And I also want to recognize Reen Wilson, the co-founder of Long Trail School, who, as always, joins us for commencement. And I don't know this for a fact, but I feel reasonably confident that Reenie is probably the only person who's been to every single commencement in the history of Long Trail School. Thank you, Reen. True? Did I get confirmation? Oh, there we go. And of course, with some sadness, we miss Reen's husband and co-founder, Dave Wilson, who passed away last June. Dave, we know you're here in spirit to see graduation for the largest class in LTS history and the best class ever. I knew that one was going to get a round of applause. We'll take it. To the parents and the families of the class of 2025, thank you, thank you. Thank you for trusting us with your wonderful children. Thank you for raising such kind, thoughtful kids. And to the graduates, thank your parents. You may never understand how much they've given you and how much they love you. So now, to the class of 2025. This was a cornfield. Where we currently sit, now in a beautiful field house, was corn. And to be fair, it may have been the edge of the woods separating the potatoes and the corn, but it was a cornfield. January 1975, around 2 a.m., a snowstorm is brewing. Dave and Reen Wilson are sitting in the kitchen of the North Farmhouse at the Hildene over on River Road in Manchester. They need to be on the road to Montpelier the next morning, technically that morning, to meet with the Agency of Education regarding their proposal for a new school. Bleary-eyed and drained, their paperwork and application is finally complete. But there's one thing missing. They need a name for this new school. Dave stands up, exhausted. He walks over to the wall and looks at a map of Vermont. And there, he spots the Long Trail, running the entire length of the state of Vermont. They found their name. Long Trail School is born. That September of 1975, Long Trail School opened its doors to 14 students and 4 teachers just up the road from here in a rented space at the Dorset Sportsman Club. At that moment in September of 1975, this was a cornfield. And from there, of course, we know the story. Long Trail School became Dave and Reen's life's purpose. Alongside dedicated teachers, generous donors who supported their vision, Dave and Reen worked tirelessly to create the Long Trail School we know today. Where there was a cornfield, they imagined a school. It was hard work. There were countless setbacks and failures. But of course, as Dave reminded me often, they also had a lot of fun. And that's the apparent contradiction that I want to address today. In life, there is this paradox. In all that we seek, we want joy and pleasures and comfort. Yet, nearly anything that is worth doing is hard. It's challenging. It comes with pain and discomfort. So how do we reconcile these things? Just the other day, I was in conversation with a good friend, an older gentleman, a smart person who I respect and admire deeply. And he was lamenting about the state of the world, that cynicism is in vogue, that the next generation cares more about social media than leading lives of purpose and meaning. He was worried about the future. He was worried that youth didn't have the chutzpah to get things done. Perhaps you've heard the same thing from people, or from talking heads online or in the news. Perhaps you share this sentiment, that there's a growing sense of cultural apathy, or worse yet, nihilism. To some degree, perhaps we all have a sliver of that worry. However, as my friend wrapped up his rant on cultural nihilism, I considered his concerns. I paused, I chuckled, and I told him, come visit Long Trail School. To the class of 2025, the 49th and largest class in the school's history, you sit here on stage today because you have done difficult things. You've worked through essays, projects, and tests, toiled with IAs, EEs, and DBQs. You've persevered through early mornings, late nights, snowstorms, and nor'easters, sometimes even in May. You've revised, rewritten, resculpted, redrawn, rehearsed over and over and over again. And I know this for a fact, you've also had a lot of fun along the way. That's what gives your commencement meaning. You have earned this accomplishment. This has not been given to you. You achieved this milestone not because things were easy, but because you worked, you toiled, and you completed very difficult things. You deserve this celebration. Well done. And that's my advice to you today. As you move on and move forward, pursue difficult things. If you follow this advice and seek challenges, I surmise that you will discover another delightful paradox. As David Brooks says, life goes more smoothly when you take on difficulties as opposed to avoiding them. Attack challenges with the confidence that you have rightfully earned. You've already done difficult things. And as Long Trail alumni, you have a bedrock of values, core values, that will guide you through these challenges. Don't shy away from hard things. Run towards them. Run towards them with a near foolish abandon. Now, of course, when you try difficult things, you will experience setbacks and failures. Be persistent. Every single individual who has ever done anything worthwhile on this earth has been persistent. Every individual you admire, they may have vastly different backgrounds and skills and interests, but I promise that persistence is their shared trait. In my life, the best friends, teachers, colleagues, and teammates share this appreciation for challenge. When they encounter setbacks, they don't shrink, they don't blame others, they don't quit. They have an optimistic outlook. They say, somehow, some way, I will figure this out. They see a cornfield and they think, that could be a school. Surround yourself with those people. During those difficulties, give it your best effort. In the words of Carol Dweck, effort is one of the things that gives life meaning. Effort means that you care about something. Unless you think I'm a foolish optimist, that it's just rainbows and sunshine and roses, I do have worries. If we go back to that dreaded cultural apathy I mentioned earlier, I do worry that it can be trendy to not care. It can be enticing, particularly for young people, to appear indifferent, to be too cool for school. But indifference is hollow. Consider that phrase for a minute. Too cool for school. What a shame that would be. Too cool to form lifelong friendships. Too cool to perform beautifully on stage. Too cool to work your hardest and earn that mark. Too cool to have a loving community where you belong deeply. Who in their right mind would be too cool for school? Now, I think the cool thing is putting forth your best. Be vulnerable to fail when you pursue challenges. And if you pursue hard things with persistence and maximum effort, you will lead lives of meaning, joy, and fulfillment. Class of 2025, as you go forth into the world, you will encounter many people who shy away from challenges, who are too cool for school, who don't give an honest effort. You may be tempted to join them. You may think these words are just cliches, a trite graduation speech. But if you feel that, remember, this was a cornfield. Thanks to Dave and Reen's vision, hard work, and persistence, we all now enjoy this magical school. This entire community, every person, every pencil, every paper, all came from two people running towards a challenge and persisting. Don't ever doubt your ability to do hard things, and don't ever quit, because this was a cornfield. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2025.
Thank you, Colin. The members of the class of 2025 would like to share our reflections and appreciation of our time here at Long Trail School. Olivia will start us off, and each graduate will introduce themselves.
afternoon. My name is Olivia. It's hard to believe that we are here, about to leave this huge chapter of our lives. The core memories I have created with the people behind me are the ones I will cherish forever. Over the last 4 years, this class has grown together as a family, and I wouldn't change it for anything. This fall, I will be attending Wingate University in Wingate, North Carolina. As you all may know, that is quite far away, 14 hours. I want to thank everybody in my life who has supported me through this decision and helped me find my path, even though my parents initially were very hesitant. While attending Wingate, I will be majoring in exercise science on the path to athletic training. The Long Trail athletic community has allowed me to flourish as an athlete and realize that my love for sports can be transformed into supporting future generations of athletes. I would like to thank my mom and dad for showing me unconditional love and support throughout my life. You have raised me to be a strong, independent woman, and I hope I have made both of you as proud of me as I am of you. I would also like to thank my sister, Sage. Where do I even begin? I'm so glad our parents realized early on that I was clearly not cut out to be an only child. I know this sounds a bit cringy, but you are truly the best little sister I could ever ask for. I hope that you know, even though I'll be far, I'll always be just a phone call away, probably already on my way to call you to tell you the newest hot college drama. Also, a quick shout out to my brother Tyler, who most of you didn't even know existed. Thank you for being present, even if our only conversations are quick texts on holidays and lots of game pigeon games. Now, it's a must that I shout out my best friend Sam. Thank God you came back last year, and we bonded again so quickly. I'm glad we can look back on our 7th grade selves and laugh and agree that no one can ever see any pictures. You're such a beautiful soul, and you have such a bright future ahead of you. Last thank you, I promise, the 2024-25 varsity basketball team. I know this sounds like an odd call out, but this team has meant so much to me, even after our season came to an end. This team brought back my love for basketball and brought me to people that I now consider my closest friends. Lindsay, I want to thank you for taking on the position of coaching us. We would not have been able to accomplish what we did without your support and love. You all made my last season of high school basketball a dream. I'm so proud of every single one of you, and I can't wait to cheer you all on from the stands next year. Now that you have all sat so patiently through these thank yous, I want to say one last thank you to the Long Trail community. To all of my teachers, I will forever respect your levels of dedication and patience with my peers and me. You have prepared us so well for what life has to come. Shout out Kylene for hearing me rant almost every morning of sophomore and junior year and not killing me when I decided to drop German. All in all, the people in my life have shaped me into the person I am today. To my classmates, what a 4 years it's been. You have made my high school experience so joyful and unforgettable. We have such a great connection with one another, and you have all taught me valuable lessons that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors, and I can't wait to see what you accomplish. My journey at Long Trail began as a small 7th grader who was positive that Long Trail was not the place for her. Now, I have grown to be somebody that I am proud to be, an outgoing, thoughtful, bit sarcastic, and hopefully just a little smart. Ultimately, what started as uncertainty grew into something significant, a place where I have found not just an education, but a second family. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Sam. 77 years ago was May 22nd, 1938, which is not a relevant date, but is instead the only way I know how to start a speech. And everyone knows that how you begin something is the second most important part of anything. Senior year, I began with me welcoming everyone to the first day of school. As I stood cheering and waving as cars came in, surrounded by the people I love, I found myself reminiscing on how I began my life at Long Trail. I began my Long Trail school career in a park, playing tag with Ari and to other people I unfortunately do not remember. Needless to say, this was a great way to begin my time at Long Trail. Classes at Long Trail began much differently. Cramped in a dark room with sounds blaring at me from everywhere and a strange man yelling directions over it may sound like I am describing a CIA black site, but this was in fact my first class with Jeffrey. Coming from a school where band meant marching band and expecting something similar, this radically different approach to musical education came as a shock to my feeble 7th grade mind. Despite this, I found myself instantly enamored with this strange world of Long Trail. 2 years later, I find myself at the beginning of high school, alternating between in-person school with masks and online school. This wasn't the strongest start to such an important phase of my academic career, but there were plenty more beginnings yet to come. Several more beginnings later, and I find myself on the precipice of beginning the most important chapter for my future. But as I said 17 lines ago, beginnings are only the second most important thing of anything. What really counts is the end. I am ending my time at Long Trail a wildly different person than I started. I am ending my time at Long Trail surrounded by friends that have grown with me side by side. I am ending my time at Long Trail beyond excited for what my future holds, but most importantly, I am ending my time at Long Trail with this. A man walks into a bar. He's early, he waits and waits. Slowly, people begin to trickle in. His friends he hasn't seen in years, a teacher who taught him the foundation of what he now calls a career, a community that, although he left years ago, he still finds himself connected with. The man is me, the friends you, all 50, 60 years from now. Although we will move and live and grow apart, we know that there is one thing that will always connect us and always draw us back together. Long Trail School. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Samantha. Today marks the end of a journey that we've been on for what feels like our whole lives. The road to this moment has been anything but straightforward. It's been pretty bumpy with many twists and turns, and I couldn't have gotten here without the people I'm surrounded by. First, I want to say thank you to my family, especially my grandparents. Without your unconditional love and support, I would not be the person I am today. All those mornings of trying to get me out the door on time have finally paid off, and that 30% of the time I was actually on time couldn't have happened without you guys. I love you both from the bottom of my heart, and thank you for everything that you've done for us. Next, I want to thank my siblings. Everybody says that siblings are like built-in best friends. I never understood that until more recently. You are the only ones who have been by my side my whole life. Every new experience, every uncertain moment, we've done it all together. Leaving for college will be my first big change that we can't do together, and honestly, I'm scared. Even though we're always arguing, I know I'm gonna miss it. Thank you for always being there for me, and I hope you know that I'm always gonna be one call away. I also want to say thank you to my friends. The community that I found at Long Trail has been amazing, and I've met so many great people here who have helped me to be the best version of myself. To my friends, thank you for every moment. You guys are genuinely the light of my life, and I love you all more than I could put into words. Finally, thank you to all of Long Trail faculty. Nothing here could happen without you guys. Thank you for all the hard work you did to give us all an amazing senior year. At the end of the day, to the people standing beside me or sitting beside me, no journey is perfect, but I'm proud of mine, and I'm so proud to be a part of all of yours, and I can't wait to see where we all go next. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Ronan. Since I started here at Long Trail in 7th grade, I've been counting down the days until graduation. Now that I'm here, I realize just how amazing this time has been and how much I'll grow to miss it. From playing with a little green ball in bushes during Jeffrey's class because there were so many of us that we had to take turns between playing music and going outside, to the DC bus karaoke battles and the NPX card game obsessions. And finally to playing dodgeball in the middle of a Wednesday with some of the closest friends I've ever had. Long Trail has been chock full of incredible times. And while I faced a few struggles at Long Trail, including the IB program, my 9th grade cross-country season, and clearing up misunderstandings in math class, all of these experiences have helped shape me into who I am today and have prepared me for college and any of my other future endeavors. Through LTS, I've met many interesting and wonderful people, including all my classmates, teachers, and many students from other schools. I've learned to tap into my creative side from the many great artists who are here. I've experienced true empathy and compassion from both students and staff. I have learned to persevere alongside my classmates, especially during finals week. I've been able to embrace my competitive side on the fields and tracks with my fellow athletes. I want to end by saying thank you. Thank you to all of those wonderful people who have supported me and made my time at Long Trail as educational, exciting, and enjoyable as it could possibly be. And I don't think I could have asked for a better class to have gone through it all with.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Justin. I would like to first start off by thanking Renee and Dave Wilson, as they have provided me with these amazing opportunities through their vision we call Long Trail School. For as long as I can remember, Long Trail School has been there for me. From summer camps where I hiked, built robots, and did theater, to the academics I'll play music and meet all these amazing people. All these opportunities that I've had have almost all led back to this school. I would like to share some of my fondest memories from my time here at Long Trail, and I would like to start way back in the 2010s. I was what they called a curious cricket here at Long Trail. There I played Horton in Horton Hears a Who, one of the segments in A Hungry Hungry Caterpillar, and burnt myself with a very hot glue gun. Fast forward to 2016, and I'm in my second year of doing adventure treks with Scott Warland. I do not think I completed one hike without crying. Scott, I still do not know how you did that. Skip ahead now to 2019, my first academic year here at Long Trail. That was unfortunately cut short, but that didn't stop me from jumping on Zoom calls and playing Among Us through those hour-long lunch breaks. You guys know who you are. I like to skip ahead again to freshman year, we don't talk about 8th grade, where it was another roller coaster of emotions that climaxed with an air band performance that has definitely lived in my head ever since. 10th and 11th grade had definitely meshed together for me. I remember 10th grade fondly, culminating with the Out West trip, while 11th grade, I can only remember being mad about my damn Douglas fir. This is obviously a quick overview of my time here at Long Trail, but it is obvious that I will continue to look back on these memories, remembering a family that has supported me and everyone else for years and will continue to support me for the rest of my days. Finally, Mom, Dad, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jack. To all the faculty, staff, family, and friends who've supported us along the way, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We wouldn't be here without you. Today, as we celebrate this milestone, I can't help but think about what lies ahead. For me, the next chapter leads to Castleton University, where I'll be trading these familiar halls for new challenges and opportunities on the basketball court. And while I haven't yet decided on my major, I'm definitely committed to making the most of this next adventure. First and foremost, I want to express my deepest gratitude to my parents. Mom and Dad, thank you for supporting me through everything, both on and off the court. You've been my rock, my biggest cheerleaders, and constant source of strength. Whether it was a football, basketball, or soccer game, I could always guarantee to see you wearing my jersey in the stands. I always look forward to going into your room after school to share about my day and hear about yours. I know your love and belief in me has stayed strong and never changed, and for that, I'm proud to be called your son. To my siblings, thank you for being my built-in best friends. Through every chapter in my life, you've been there right beside me. We could sit in a room for hours doing nothing, just talking and turning nonsense into unforgettable memories. Whatever I need, whether it's advice, a friend, or something from the store, you always show up for me. You guys have always been there to make me laugh, and you never fail to call me out when I'm in need of a reality check. I truly wouldn't be the person I am without you today. Your presence in my life has shaped me in a way I can't fully explain, and I'm so lucky to be able to call you my siblings. I love you guys more than words can express. To my classmates, thank you for sharing this incredible journey with me. We've laughed together, pushed each other to be our best selves. The memories we've made in the last 4 years will stay with me forever, and I'm so grateful to have shared this experience with such an amazing group of people. I want to give a special shout out to my basketball team. For the past few years, you've been my family away from family. The countless hours we spent on the court, pushing each other to improve, have taught me valuable lessons that I will carry with me into this next chapter of my life. Having my brother as a teammate was definitely a highlight of my career here at Long Trail. From playing one-on-one in our driveway to going to the semifinals in Barrie, our bond on the court has created memories we will cherish for a lifetime. Playing alongside you has been one of the greatest joys of my life. I also want to thank our basketball coaches. Not only are Rob and Chad coaches, but they are great mentors and motivators. Their love and passion for the game is inspiring and infectious, kindling a desire within each of us to push our limits and strive for excellence. After each game, Rob and I would always text about things we did well or improvements we can make. There's never a dull moment in our messages, a constant stream of emojis flooding from his end. Whether I would want to get extra shots up, Rob would always sacrifice his free time to open the gym for me. Rob and Chad were the best coaches I could have asked for, and I couldn't have done it without them. And last but not least, I want to thank my English teacher, Kim. Thank you for being someone I could always turn to when I needed assistance, whether it was just with my writing or with life in general. Your guidance, support, and genuine care have made a profound impact on me, and I admire you not only as a teacher, but as a person. Thank you for everything. This moment isn't just the end of a chapter. It's the start of something new. To my classmates, family, friends, and mentors, thank you for helping shape me into the person I am today. I can't wait to see where we all go from here. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Ari. I'd like to start today with some gratitude. Unfortunately, Mary Ellen explicitly said we couldn't spend 15 minutes sobbing through a million thank yous, so I'll be brief. First and most importantly, I'd like to thank my parents for being my backbone all my life. I wouldn't have gotten anywhere near where I am today without all of your love and support. Secondly, I'd like to thank my friends for making my high school experience so fun and meaningful. Lastly, thank you to Long Trail community. All of you, the faculty, staff, coaches, and students, especially my 6 awesome IB teachers, have given me unique opportunities, knowledge, and experiences that I am sure I couldn't have gotten anyplace else. Though high school has been far from perfect, which nothing ever really is, I will always look back on this time fondly. I'm sure even the time spent struggling through the gauntlet known as the IB and solidarity with each other will make me laugh with enough time passed. Speaking of IB and struggle, one of the biggest things I've learned here is how to adapt. Whether it was juggling classes, managing stress, or figuring out how to balance work and life, or at least trying to, I've had to adjust a lot, and I'd say I'm better for it. Even when things felt overwhelming, I've always found people around me who were going through it too, or simply people who could support me in my endeavors, and that made everything a little easier. My next piece of high school wisdom is that some thoughts are inside thoughts, as I'm sure all my friends and teachers would agree. My final lesson Long Trail has given me that I'll share today is to always say yes to new activities, or at least heavily consider it, which I learned mostly through saying yes to track and field after at least 5 years of nagging from Todd. Sports, particularly basketball, have been a constant throughout my career here, and basketball has been my rock when everything else is changing, so that's my last real thank you. During my reflection period while writing the speech, it's clear that I've been longing to get out of Vermont for most of my life, and just this year I've realized how precious this place and its people are. And I'm grateful to have been raised in this environment, and I now realize how well this state, the people I'm surrounded by, and this school have prepared me for the rest of my life. Though I'll miss LTS quite a bit, even after 7 long years of German class, I'm very excited for my next chapter, during which I will be studying business and economics at The Ohio State University with hopes to go into a graduate program in business from there. I'm looking forward to new challenges, new people, and a lot of growth both academically and personally. With that being said, let's just ignore the fact that I'm probably going to be living with my best friend for the next 4 years. Anyways, little inside joke, but Kim, I need to go fill up my water bottle. So thank you everyone, and goodbye.
Hello again. My name is Rowan, but most of you probably know me as Ronan. As we gather here today, about to head off in different directions, I've been thinking about all the choices that have brought us to this moment. The classes we signed up for, the teams we joined, the risks we took, and the friendships that grew from all of it. It's easy to overlook how much those little decisions mattered, but they've shaped who we are and how we've grown in surprising and unforgettable ways. These connections, these memories, are part of the road we've walked together. I want to share a quick poem with you all today. It captures the quiet power of choice, the way even the smallest decisions can shape our future. I want to share it with you not just as a reflection of where we're headed, but as a tribute to the friendships and adventures that brought us here. Because no matter which road we take, we will face challenges, choices, and changes. Some are easy, some are hard, and some will shape who we become in ways we can't yet imagine. Now we stand at crossroads facing possibilities about what comes next. May we move forward with courage, not because we know where we're going or what we're doing or how we'll get there, but because we have learned how to take the next step and aren't afraid to grow even as we wander into the unknown. I'm sure many of you have heard this poem many, many times, but once again, here's Robert Frost's The Road Not Taken. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though, as for that passing there, had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, and leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Cosby. November 5th, 2020, a date that may be irrelevant to most of you in the audience, but holds great significance to me. It was my first day at the fine establishment we are all gathered outside of today. We're not outside. For most of my fellow classmates, this day may have been nothing out of the ordinary to them, but it marked my first time switching schools, something I had never done before. I was petrified. When I walked into advisory for the first time, I was relieved to see a familiar face, the amazing Deb McDonald welcoming me. As I navigated my day, I had no idea what to expect, and I was as nervous as could be. Yet, I immediately felt welcomed, not just by the teachers, but more importantly, by the students, those who I am happy to call friends. Friendship is more than just the shared laughs in the hallway or late-night study sections before an exam. It is the invisible thread that weaves us together through our experiences, lifting us in the moments of doubt, grounding us when the future feels uncertain, and reminding us that we are never alone. Think about the friendships we have built throughout our time here. The friends who cheered for us when we succeeded and laughed at us when we stumbled, but eventually came around and assisted. The ones who challenged us to be better, encouraged us to chase our dreams, even if they were out there, and reminded us to take a deep breath when everything felt overwhelming. These relationships have shaped us, given us strength, and taught us lessons that will last far beyond today. As we step into the next chapter of our lives, whether it be college, new careers, or adventures, friendship will remain a pillar of support. New friendships will form, old ones may evolve, but the value of meaningful connections will never change. Success is sweeter when shared, and challenges feel lighter when faced together. So as we celebrate today, I encourage each of us to cherish the friendships we've made, nurture them, and seek out new ones with open hearts and open minds. Because in this grand journey of life, it is not just our achievements that define us, it is the people we share them with. To show you how much it means to be your friend, I will now do something that I've been fretting for about 10 years now. I'm terrified to do this, so please bear with me. Thank you.
John has chosen to share some music with us as his senior reflection. Robert has also chosen to share some music with us as his senior reflection. of seniors for sharing their thoughts and music with us. We will get back to student remarks in a moment. We have a few special awards to give out at this time. I invite Cosby Lux, LTS Class of 2025, to the podium to present the Debbie Brown Award. Cosby was the 2024 recipient of this award.
Debbie Brown took great pride in representing, promoting, and supporting Long Trail's mission. Debbie is remembered for her leadership, for her contagious enthusiasm, and perhaps most for her selfless participation in the school community. This year's recipient of the Debbie Brown Award is someone that we often think of first when brainstorming a list of students to fulfill important volunteer roles. Whether it is greeting our nervous new students on New Students Day, serving on an admissions panel, running the clock at varsity basketball games, organizing Red Cross blood drives, or joining the varsity softball team as a first-time player, to make sure we had enough players on the team. She represented Long Trail This student is a quiet leader who inspires others. She represented Long Trail as our solo alpine ski racer at local competitions with impressive results. She stole the show at the Manchester Tractor Parade for several years with her amazing floats and costumes. In her role as the president of the National Honor Society, she led our school to raising over $5,000 in charities. Lucy Craig, congratulations, and you're the 2025.
Thank you, Cosby, and congratulations to Lucy. Next, I'd like to invite Justin Jansen, LTS Class of 2025, to the podium to present the West Forbes Spirit Award. Justin was the 2024 recipient of this award.
Alrighty. Our core values serve as a guide to being an impactful member of the community. Kindness, openness, integrity, stewardship, and social responsibility are all hallmarks of what makes Long Trail such a special place. This year's recipient exemplifies the qualities every day. This student's kindness and enthusiasm are matched only by their intellect, care for our community, and their willingness to work hard no matter the task or who is watching. They are always willing to lend a hand, an ear, or cheer on their fellow mountain lions, and in turn have become an integral part of what makes Long Trail so great. It is my great privilege to present this year's West Forbes Spirit Award to Morgan Cable. You already got the flowers. I know, you already.
Thank you, Justin, and congratulations to Morgan. Would Colin please come up to the stage to present the Dave and Reen Wilson Award?
I am presenting this award on behalf of Molly Louiscart, class of 2024, who unfortunately could not be here today, but was the 2024 recipient. We are gathered here tonight due to the vision, hard work, and dedication of Dave and Reen Wilson, the founders of Long Trail School. It is fitting, therefore, that we recognize similar passion and dedication from a member of our graduating class. The Dave and Reen Wilson Award is given to a member of the senior class who has created something of lasting significance within the school or community. In addition, this senior exhibits a passionate dedication to the community each and every day. This student has inspired many students in the younger grades with his character, kindness, and wonderful amount of goofiness. As an athlete, scholar, leader, and friend to all in this community, this student is a consistent, positive force in our school. Congratulations to Cosby Lux.
Thank you, Colin, and congratulations to Cosby. I would like to invite Kate Pierce, middle school social studies teacher, to the podium to present the Dorothy Purse Award. Kate was the 2024 recipient of this award.
Hi. I don't like public speaking, so get this over with. The Dorothy Purse Faculty Award is given to the Long Trail faculty member who best exhibits former Dean of Faculty Dorothy Purse's commitment to intellectual curiosity and education by offering creative and inspirational teaching. The recipient reflects Dorothy's lifelong dedication to educating students and implementing best practices in teaching. This year's award goes to someone who is not just an exceptional educator, but also the kind of person who makes life brighter just by being in it. This person's passion for teaching is truly something special, whether it's in the classroom, the theater, outside, or on a field trip. Their passion doesn't just ignite curiosity in students, it brings out the best in students by giving them confidence and creating a lifelong love of learning. This teacher turns everyday moments into magic with creativity, heart, and joy, making learning feel like an adventure that's exciting, meaningful, and fun. This person is the first to laugh at themselves, learning with and from their students every day. They put in extra time and effort to make sure lessons are engaging and valuable for students. This teacher knows their students like close friends and shares pieces of their work with colleagues like a proud parent. This teacher's energy is infectious. Their kindness knows no bounds, and the way they lead with compassion, unabashedness, and genuine love is something I admire deeply. This person lifts students when they need it most, listens with empathy, and reminds us all to laugh, breathe, and love what we do. Beyond all of that, beyond being an inspiring teacher, a guiding light for students, and a truly radiant presence in our school, she's an amazing friend. I'm so grateful for the laughter we've shared, the talks that have kept me grounded, and the way she's always been there with a big heart and unwavering love and support. It is an absolute honor to present the Dorothy Purse Faculty Award to someone so extraordinary and so deserving. Thank you for being the soul-shining, joy-spreading, heart full of gold person you are. This world and my world is better because of you. Renee Lewin, you have earned this award 100 times over. Congratulations.
Thanks, Kate, and congratulations to Renee. Now I would like to invite Colin up to the podium to present the Citizen of the Year Award.
I'll read the citation first. Citizen of the Year. Each year, Long Trail School selects a Citizen of the Year from anywhere in the community, someone who demonstrates their commitment to the school's core values through their actions and words. A good citizen exhibits loyalty, trust, compassion, and hope. They find ways to engage others in meaningful conversation, to demonstrate their ability to truly listen, and to collaboratively engage the community. The award recipient is chosen by the leadership team at Long Trail School. This year's Citizen of the Year is a quiet, unassuming presence at Long Trail School. Despite their reserved nature, they are a force of nature at LTS. Their impact is massive and their contributions are noticed. I asked some colleagues to describe this person. One said, "If you pay close attention, you'll see they check in with every faculty member. They make an effort to support new faculty. They stop by classrooms to make sure everyone is doing okay. All of this behind the scenes." Another colleague described this person as compassionate, selfless, and super dependable. They do both the little things and the big things. A third colleague said, "There is no negativity in him. He always looks to help and says yes with a smile." Personally, I have the good fortune of seeing this teacher often. He engages with all students, meeting them where they are and inspiring their absolute best. He treats every student and colleague with dignity and respect. He's loyal, trustworthy, and his actions embody the LTS core values. A talented artist, transformative teacher, as a colleague said, an overall great guy. It gives me tremendous pride to present the 2025 Citizen of the Year to Ian Mosher.
Thank you, Colin, and congratulations to Ian. We will now continue with our senior reflections. Morgan will get us started with her reflection.
Hello, I'm Morgan, and I have to admit that after a year of college essays, core talks, and speeches, my words have run dry. So today, I'd like to lean on someone else. I fell in love with the Polish poet Wisława Szymborska at the beginning of my high school career. Her easy manner of explaining the world and defining herself greatly appealed to me. And so, in an effort to summarize who I have become over the past 4 years, here is the poem Possibilities with a few adaptations by me. I prefer books. I prefer cats. I prefer the cherries along the Hudson. I prefer hair to Hemingway. I prefer myself liking people to myself loving mankind. I prefer keeping a bathing suit on hand, just in case. I prefer the color yellow. I prefer not to maintain that reason is to blame for everything. I prefer exceptions. I prefer to leave early. I prefer singing too loudly. I prefer the absurdity of laughing to the absurdity of not laughing. I prefer, where success is concerned, non-specific milestones that can be celebrated every day. I prefer moralists who promise me nothing. I prefer conquered to conquering countries. I prefer having some reservations. I prefer spending too much money to not spending enough. I prefer Grimm's fairy tales to the newspaper's front pages. I prefer dreams made out of the promises of someday. I prefer many things that I haven't mentioned here to many things I've also left unsaid. I prefer the time of insects to the time of stars. I prefer to knock on wood. I prefer not to ask how much longer and when. I prefer keeping in mind even the possibility that existence has its own reason for being. Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Jay. I have a confession to make. I'm taking things from this school when I leave. I've decided that I'm going to take 4 things, 1 for each year of high school. But before I get into that, I have a very important thank you. My mom is truly the rock in my life. She was always right by my side whenever I'm going through anything. She is the wisest person I know, always giving the best advice. Even though sometimes I don't listen, I always look back and see that I should have. I often tell her that she's always right, and I'm never lying. I love her more than anything, and I owe her the biggest thank you. Now, back to my confession. The first thing I will be taking is my love of theater. I never saw myself as a theater person, but one day, I was sitting in study hall in the theater, and I could hear Lillian talking about how someone from the backstage crew had dropped out at the last minute, and she needed someone to fill it. She started to ask people in her study hall if they would fill the position. Most of them said no. When she got to me, I hesitantly said yes. I didn't want to let her down, and most of my friends were doing the musical, so it must be fun, right? During that show, I had a great time, and I even made a few new friends. Since then, I have been getting more and more involved in theater to the point where I got a scholarship to continue working backstage designing lighting for musicals in college. Secondly, I'm taking the relationships I have built here, my best friends, my teachers, and most importantly, my dad. Having Jeremy work at the same school I go to forced me to get to know him and allow him to become the best dad I could ever ask for. Third, I'm taking the knowledge of Josh Van. I've had this teacher for 3 years in a row and taken about 5 of his classes. He's taught me so much about math and life alike. I may not be able to take him along to help me through my college physics classes, but at least I know how to solve a complex integral. Lastly, I will always have the ability to express myself. When I came to Long Trail in 7th grade, I was so quiet and unable to connect with anyone. Over the years, I've been able to open up and gain confidence in sharing parts of myself with others. Whether it's speaking up in class or expressing my overly dramatic personality, I know I will be able to do these things later in life because I learned those skills here. Now that I've confessed my future theft of Long Trail, I'm ready to head out on my next journey. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Josie. High school is tough and can cause a lot of suffering, but honestly, I had a great time here at Long Trail. That's due mostly to everyone that was in my class, my teachers, and my family. I was lucky enough to be placed into a group of people that I really connected with, and we had an awesome time being goofy together, being miserable together, going on outings, and having all the coming-of-age experiences that my camera roll is filled with. I'm so thankful that the specific people I was around at school were the ones that impacted and imprinted on me. I like and admire each one of them, so I'm happy that in some way or another, I'll be taking a part of them with me as I continue to live life and have new experiences. It was thanks to my parents that I was even able to come to Long Trail and make it my home of sorts. And they supported me through every up and down and crisis. And trust me, the roller coaster was a thriller, but mostly ended on highs. Then there's my sister. She's older and throughout life has shown me how to be cool. She's definitely bulldozed a path for me, and I can't help but look up to her for that. Being with my friends and family challenged and changed my perspective. So now I'd say that I understand people's motivations more often and understand that life will be great as long as you look forward to seeing someone every day. That's it, really. I looked forward to seeing and talking with people every day coming here. Sure, that person changed on the daily from one friend to another, to an acquaintance, to a teacher, to some coach of some sort, to a parent, but there was someone every day. And if I didn't have someone in mind at the start of the day, I always came home thinking about an interaction I had had. That's what made up the bones of my experiences. Thank you.
Still good afternoon. I'm Ether. When I began to write this speech, I had no idea where even to begin. I mean, how does someone encapsulate 6 years of learning, of life for that matter, into a tiny speech? I don't think anyone can properly do it despite the many amazing examples everyone has recently just shown, but I'd like to try my best anyway. To be quite frank, I thought of the school as an escape my first year here. I wanted to leave behind my elementary school, and my amazing parents gave me that chance. They're the ones who encouraged me to pursue my passions and continue on here even when I struggled in my classes, and that I'm forever grateful for. On passions, nearly everyone here, knows my love for the arts, and I don't think I would have been given that chance to pursue that passion anywhere else than here. Ian, who wasn't at the beginning of my artistic journey here, was one of my biggest inspirations and supporters. Thank you. Josh, who supported me despite my shortcomings, and Julia, whose sense of humor I will never forget. It never fails to cheer me and, quite frankly, everyone else up. This speech will stretch on for hours if I talk about all my incredible friends I've made here, but I'm going to try and encapsulate my feelings. Any words that I will, sorry, can't cry, I spent way too much time on this eyeliner. Any words that I say here will fail to describe the sheer amount of respect and admiration I have for each and every one of them. Anyone who might get to know me at first knows that I'm not exactly the most friendly person. I'm cold and standoffish to those I don't know well, and even to my close friends, I lack in the communication department. All those texts I leave unread, oh gosh. Despite all my faults, you persevered and continued to be my friend, and that I will never forget. Life is rough. It feels like it has many lows and very few highs, but the highs you all have provided me, I will never forget. I will never trade those away, not for anything. This has stretched on a while, but even then I feel I haven't properly worded how indebted I am to all the incredible people in my life. And that's the thing, isn't it? Despite every obstacle life throws our way, when one of us slips or we lose our footing and we feel that we can no longer continue, it's those around you that form a safety net in case you fall. I am extremely fortunate to have such a supportive community and such a giant net to pull me back up when I stumble. Not everyone is given such luxuries, so let us become that very safety net to those who do not have one. Thank you.
I've waited for this moment a long time. Hi, I'm Brantley. When I think about the life I have ahead of me, I find myself looking back and thinking about the things I'll miss about my life now. Of course, there are the obvious things, like my family, friends, my home. But when I listen to sad Taylor Swift songs, I usually end up thinking about the specific moments in life that I'll never have again. Stop, Amelia, stop. For instance, I'll never hear Josh say, "Good morning, happy Friday," on a Tuesday afternoon. Or hear Ian shout, "Unbelievable," or make fun of Ezra for saying, "Oh God," or laugh backstage when Katie falls through a box after ripping her pants on an outlet somehow. I'll miss things I didn't think I would, like car rides with my sister, my dad's crazy analogies, and my mom's good food. I'm sorry. I'll miss things I won't even experience, like putting on another fashion show, just one last airband performance, or most of my little brother's childhood from this point on. But the beautiful thing about missing something is that it's because you love that feeling so much, it feels unnatural to be without. And how lucky am I to experience such a privilege? Growing up is a scary thing that I've actively tried to avoid. Mostly because I'll miss the stability I have in my life now. Because I decided to go and be an artist, and that sure as hell won't be an easy path to success. But as they say, life is about not knowing and taking the journey anyway. So do or do not, there is no try. And believe, I know it sounds like a cat poster, but it's true. Make the friendship bracelets, take the moment and taste it. You've got no reason to be afraid, because all important movies start with a black screen.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gabe. As I stand here today thinking back on my time here at Long Trail, sitting in classrooms, spending time with my fellow classmates, and getting to know my teachers, both past and present, one word keeps swirling around in my brain: the mindset. But before I say my piece, though, I want to acknowledge the people who are important to the man I've become today. First and foremost, I want to thank my family. Mom and Dad, you guys have been a constant and welcome reminder as to how I want to construct myself and who I want to be as your son. Mom, you're incredibly compassionate, wise, and pretty goofy, I'll be honest. But for me at least, you're a shining light that warms me up 24/7, and I wouldn't be half the man I am today without you. Dad, you're incredibly sweet, loving, and a shoulder that I've been able to lean on many different times, as well as being a sight of the importance of determination and resilience all through my life. I love you guys. To my sisters, y'all are also very near and dear to my heart, and I count myself lucky that I was born as a middle child between both of you. For me, Hadley is the perfect definition of a younger sister. She's incredibly funny, she's really driven to push herself both in and out of school, and because of that, she's way smarter than me. And also, Jocelyn is the perfect definition of an older sister. She shares a lot of her older wisdom, humor, and stories with me that I've gotten accustomed to and welcomed to for a lot of my life. And I guess it comes with being the middle sibling. I want to be there for both of you in my own weird way, while also learning and admiring the passion that both of you have in life. And I know we like to annoy and pester each other, but it's through that annoyance that shows the love I have for both of you. Next, of course, I want to thank my friends. I've met a lot of people here at LTS who I've become close friends with, those who I've had a lot of in-depth conversations with and a lot of laughs with. And I'd just like to say that my experience here at LTS would not be the same without the kindness of the individuals sitting next to me. They not only made me feel a lot more comfortable and welcome here when I first came to LTS, they made it so that I will remember so many different moments that I'll hold on to long after I depart here. Lastly, I want to thank my teachers. Y'all are pretty cool. They've been a pillar of dependability here, from my middle school teachers like Deb over there, Bo and Sean, to my IB and AP high school teachers like Kelly, Scott, Kim, Josh, and the energetic and whimsy attitude of Julia. All of these people have taught me a lot about the importance of knowledge and how you use it, as well as how to fine-tune a lot of my educational and life skills. And I'm thankful that I've been able to be your student through every class and every assignment. Anyway, back to mindsets. Mindset for me is more than just a buzzword. It's the lens through which we see success, failure, challenges, and ultimately ourselves. Back in freshman year, I believed that intelligence was fixed, that we were either good at something or we weren't. Learning a new language was confusing, of course, and trying to remember the details of different moments in history made my brain wrap around in circles. But somewhere along the way, I learned through a lot of late-night study sessions, through some grades that made me ick when I saw them, and triumphant comebacks, that effort matters as much or sometimes even more than talent, that persistence beats perfection 10 times out of 10, and that a growth mindset, the belief that my abilities could be developed with dedication and hard work, is not just a school strategy, it's a life strategy. We've all seen what happens when someone believes they can improve. It shows up in a lot of ways, whether that be the quiet confidence of the classmate who shows up for class, listening and taking in the lessons, or the classmate who you were able to talk to and joke about literally anything. Love you, Six. It's in the resilience of friends who balance school, work, and family without giving up. And it's in all of us here today that is proof of what we believe about ourselves can shape what we become. Outside of school, this mindset becomes even more critical. Life doesn't always hand you the rules. There's no study guide for heartbreak, no extra credit for burnout, and no rubric for adulthood. But the mindset we carry, the willingness to grow, to try again, to keep learning, will carry us further than anything else. So as we step into the next chapter, whether that be going to college, finding work, or traveling across the world, or wherever life leads, hold on to the lesson that mindset is everything. It's what turns mistakes into teachers, and I don't mean that in a mean way. Stress into strength, and dreams into plans. Because your mindset is the one thing no one can take from you. And it might just be the most important thing you take with you as you step off this familiar path to a new one that is waiting on you to figure out where it will lead. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm just gonna pop open this bag of Kleenex because I don't want to be stuck up here without tissues. Whew. Good afternoon. My name is Amelie. 7 years is a long time to stay at the same school. It means every single teacher has seen your awkward phases. I'm looking at you, Sean, wherever you are. Everyone has seen the bad times, but it also means that people have seen your growth over the years. Being an LTS lifer means that you've stuck with the same community for the entirety of high school. Not the lifer in sense of prison or jail. Just felt the need to say that for any lawyers in the audience. Either way, it is very strange to think that 7 years have passed since I began my journey to graduation. So for my speech, I decided to take a look at how my journey made me feel. Just a little context for this. For those of you who don't know already, my mom is an LCSW, or a licensed clinical social worker, which is a fancy way of saying she's a therapist. So you can imagine I've heard the whole love yourself and how does that really make you feel thing a couple of times, once or twice. So sorry. I saw her cringe. I should mention she uses that phrase ironically, not like seriously to her clients. She's helped me to inspire me to become an art therapist myself, actually. We digress. This time, I decided to take by far the most cliche therapist catchphrase of all times and apply it to my situation. I sat down with my laptop and thought, how does the end of high school make me feel? Well, I feel confused about what the IBSL history curriculum had to gain from making me cry over memorizing Stalin's rise to power. But Julia has been a saving grace. Please, everyone, any student here who is able, please take IB history to experience amazing study guides and intense over-preparation, many shenanigans, and theatrical performances. I feel very sad to leave IB Art, a class that has helped me grow in so many ways, including learning to write about my art instead of just going with the vibes. And I feel sad to leave Ian, who's been my mentor for so long, and I don't know how to thank him. Excuse me. I feel amazed that I survived so many study groups and quizzes, proud to say I survived math classes. Thank you, Josh and David. Grateful the quadratic formula will have no control over me in the future. Lucky to have an amazing senior class, and proud to say that I have found lifelong friends within the Long Trail community. So I asked myself again, how does leaving high school make me feel? One word, bittersweet. I am, in fact, thrilled that I never have to bow down to the IB ever again. I don't know how the full diploma candidates did it. You guys amaze me and also worry me just a tad. But I am so sad to leave a community filled with fantastic memories, great mentors,
and a great atmosphere of positivity. Ooh. But as my mom would say, and yes, this time unironically, feelings are meant to be felt. So I have decided that I will let myself feel all of the things: joy, sadness, pride, anxiety, everything. Because if there's anything that being here has taught me, it's that you don't need to have it all figured out. All you need to do is show up, try your best, and surround yourself with a community who believes in you. So thank you to my community, the teachers who never gave up on us during the months of senioritis, even if we gave up halfway through analyzing ad campaigns or paper 1 practice tests. Thank you to the friends who have become like a family, and thank you to everyone who makes this school what it is. So to answer that question one last time, how does that make you feel? The end of high school, you know? I feel ready. Anxious, yes, but ready. Not in a perfectly polished college application essay kind of way, but in the keep learning, keep growing, and stay determined kind of way. So thank you, Long Trail, and the class of 2025. It's been real and really worth it.
Amy has chosen to share some music with us as her senior reflection.
Hello. I am currently stalling right now, but I'm not one known for public speaking nor singing, but bear with me. Real quick, while everybody gets ready, I want to thank my family, especially my twin sister, Natalie. Don't start crying. My friends, especially my boyfriend, Stone. And then I'd like to thank these guys for keeping up with me and not killing me when I bombarded them at the end of music class and told them that they're doing graduation with me. Ready? I'm a walking contradiction. Far from any condition. There's places I can't find. Sometimes trouble I can't
have a few more senior reflections, Lucy will share her reflection with us now.
To flip things, okay. Good afternoon, my name is Lucy, and I'm really excited and maybe a bit terrified to be here at graduation. As the youngest of 5 kids, I've witnessed my fair share of sibling breakdowns. These emotional outbursts have been sparked by all sorts of things, big and scary life steps, fierce games of Monopoly, and even a stomach bug that had my 20-something-year-old at the time brother crying out to the sky, "Why, God, why?" And I'm sorry to say, but the majority of these breakdowns came from one sister in particular. When we were little and she'd start crying about who knows what, my mom would try to calm her down by having her repeat an affirmation. My hope is that some of you recognize these wise words from Stuart Smalley. I am good enough, I am smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. Now, having heard these words recited from a very snotty sister countless times, it was a mantra I very secretly held in the back of my head, and it was a mantra I remember thinking to myself while entering the big, bad, and scary world of Long Trail School as a 6th grader. While these words got me through my nerves, I couldn't help but feeling as if they held very little weight. The truth is, I didn't confidently believe it. I did believe as much as any 11-year-old that I was good enough. I told myself I was smart enough, and I really hoped that people would like me. But having been homeschooled up to that point, I had no real idea of how I measured up to my peers. Self-doubt crept in. Maybe I wasn't smart enough. And with the majority of sleepovers being in siblings' rooms, and my best friend at the time being my dog, more doubt came. It sure seemed like the salamanders I would spend all day catching liked me, but I was terrified real people wouldn't. Still, without much proof, that silly mantra got me to walk through the doors on the first day of 6th grade. And somehow, I didn't need it much after that. I was immediately met with the warmth and kindness that defines the Long Trail community. Over the past 7 years, I have been shown an immeasurable amount of care from faculty and peers. These people and this place created an atmosphere that gave me the opportunity to learn and grow into the person that I am now, as well as the confidence to engage fully with the world around me. This place also gave me a second family, a family filled with beautiful individuals who I know will stay with me for a lifetime. Because of this community, I know that I am good enough to receive kindness and to extend it to others. I know that I'm smart enough to have survived the IB program and maybe even gained a little something from it. And lastly, I know that doggone it, people like me. This community, my friends, teachers, and everybody in between, made an anxious girl that cares all too much of what people think of her confident in the person she is. This school has molded me, as I know it has molded my peers. I've learned from this community, from my family, and from the world around me while growing up in this beautiful place. And I have no intention to stop this learning anytime soon. As I enter the next chapter of my life and into the big, bad, and scary world of college, I will stay curious, stay kind, and hold tight to the values my childhood and time at Long Trail has given me. And when life inevitably gets scary again, I can confidently say that I am good enough, smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. Thank you to my family, both the one I was born into and the one I found here, and to Long Trail for giving me the space to become who I am today. I can't wait to see what the future holds for me and my fellow classmates. Never forget about me, because I'll be out here forever cheering all of you on. That's all.
Wow, okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jada. My time at LTS has definitely been an experience. This is the last time I'll be standing in front of a group of people giving a speech at this school. I'm going to make this short and sweet, considering I don't like talking in front of crowds, and there's so many of us. Just looking back at my senior year, I've done a lot of things I've never thought I'd do. For example, I talked to new people, made new friendships, ran morning meeting, and gave a core talk in front of the whole school. At the time, I was dreading my core talk, but now that it's done and I'll never have to do it again, I appreciate Sam for pushing me out of my comfort zone and making me do it. Even though I didn't want to do it, it was such a confidence-boosting experience. I want to thank my family and friends, especially Olivia Coolidge and the Wildmans, and teachers for everything they've done for me. Finally, good luck to the class of 2025. I can't wait to see where the future takes us all. Thank you.
My dear people, my dear teachers and administrators, students and friends, Albans and Marthages, Stocks and Jansons, Davids and Sams, Michalkovics, Smiths, Rizzios, and dearest LTS community. Today is my first and only high school graduation. I get my diploma today. I hope you all have enjoyed yourselves as much as I have. We have all been called together for a purpose today, and I want to embrace your attention while I still have it. Firstly, I would like to tell you that I'm immensely fond of you all, and that 7 years is too short a time to be among such excellent and admirable people. I don't know half of you half as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve. It does work out to a compliment. Secondly, we are here not to just celebrate my graduation, but our graduation. The class of 2025 is a notable bunch, and it seems that we have all somehow made our way here to graduate now with this exact group of people sitting before you. Together we scored the remarkable total of 38, the largest graduating school, or the largest graduating class of Long Trail to date. It is also, if I may be allowed to refer to ancient history, the 50th year that Long Trail School has been open, starting this fall. Some of you have been here since the very beginning, others not. Even others have just arrived and may even still be here 50 years hence. No matter the case, I wish to give you all a proper thank you very much before I leave here. Teachers, family, and friends, thank you for your support through these pleasantly turbulent years. Lastly, I would like to make an announcement to all who do not know this already. While I regret to announce that, though, as I said, 7 years is far too short a time to spend among you, this marks the end of something. I'm going up the road to Middlebury College, to be precise. I'm not leaving now, though that time is fast approaching. Good things often end with a soft change like the seasons, and I wanted to tell you all those things before we went our ways and the autumn is upon us. I mean every word of it to every one of you that are here now and more. Though I will never be far from this place, I know I will miss it as though it was half a world away. But the road goes ever on, and I must follow if I can. And besides, I know I'm quite ready for another adventure. My name is Katie Marthage. Thank you and goodbye.
Hi, I'm Natalie. You guys are going to experience more crying, and I apologize. When I had to create my senior speech, I had no clue what to write whatsoever. But I remember Sam and Mary Ellen talking about relating it to your core talk. A core talk was something all seniors had to do. My core talk was about finding your passion. I discovered my passion at Long Trail during my 7th grade year. I started theater and was obsessed with the dancing we had to do for the musical. The choreographer invited me to take dance lessons, and I jumped at the chance. Thank you, Kelly Giotti. I have always struggled with sticking with a passion. With other activities I did, I would quit after 3 years, and I was worried the cycle would repeat itself with dance. After 3 years of dance, I got bored. I was only doing ballet lessons at the time, though. I branched out to more styles of dance, and I found that love for dance again. I have been dancing for a little over 5 years now, and the plan is to not stop. I want to teach people how to dance, and I thank Miss Haley Appleman for that. Miss Haley was my second dance teacher, and I love her as well as Miss Rachel, Miss Sarah, and Miss Susan. The Southern Vermont Ballet Studio has become a second home for me. They are my second family. And speaking of family, I want to thank them as well. My wonderful mother has helped me so much through my life, and I will miss her so much. You do not even realize how much I'll miss you. My dad always has the ability to make me laugh, even when I'm upset or angry. My older brother and sister, even though I act like I hate you, I actually love you guys, and you're my true friends, and the relationship I have with you is something I'll never take for granted. I would also like to thank my two amazing friends, Stone and Maddie, and my wonderful boyfriend, Jordan, for always being there for me. And then there's my twin sister, Amy. Amy is my true best friend, and not being with her every day scares me so much. But I know that she's just a phone call away. And I know, even though we don't say it, I love you very much. I love every single person I have thanked and everyone who has helped me to get me where I am today. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Phoebe Yates. As you can tell, we are at the final gate. You've heard so many speeches, everyone has written such beautiful masterpieces, and as we are running out of time, I will be speaking only in rhyme. Mom, Dad, Michael, and Justin, being part of the Yates family is totally bussin'. You've always supported me no matter what I did, from music to sports, you never batted an eyelid. This class is a quite unique one. I know that we're all excited to be done. You all have taught me so much, these lessons will definitely come in clutch. Let's get started, I'm losing minutes and seconds. If I take too much time, I'm scared of Mary Ellen's consequences. Oh no. Hunter, Megan, Bailey, and Rob, I wish you a great summer with corn on the cob. Jada and Marley, with your skill, I'm sure you'll go farly. We needed to work with flint and steel, right, Six? Gabe, why do you always have ketchup, just for kicks? Taylor, I always enjoy talking to you. Skylar, I'm so proud of your stage debut. Ether, your baking skills are unmatched. Natalie G, let's make candy together and eat the entire batch. Sam Karras, I love running with you, especially on the track. 1,000 points, that's amazing, right, Jack? Ronan, I'll miss the gossip from math class. OCB, you're the master of the score and pass. Ari, track and field was peak. John, I still think a gorilla would win, and I know that'll make you tweak. Cam, you actually managed to look good in a bandana. Cosby, you'll never truly know if I fed you a banana. Oliver, I will never forget the DeMeo gang. Sam Walker, always speaking to me with some weird slang. Rowan, on the out west trip, thanks for lending me quarters. Josie, Evie, you will forever be my evil daughter. Lucy, I love all the British accents and talk of tea. Eliza, will you please crochet forever with me? Amy, airband was so much fun. Natalie, if I ever need a dance partner, you'll be the one. Justin, thanks for chugging Sprites with me. Morgan, I still have more hot sauce for you. Whoopsie. Katie, I'm so excited for the next 4 years. You never fail to make me laugh. Jay, my physics labs partner, I'm sincerely glad we don't have to make any more graphs. Brantley, you are the color to my black and white. The clothes you make are so clever. Amelie, you are a wonderful friend. Thank you for putting up with all I make you endeavor. Naomi, I love you, my partner in crime, soldier boy buddy, British accent bro. Mila, why do you have to be going to a college 5 hours away from me? TSPMO. Ezra, from theater to sports, you've been my shining star. I'm so happy that UVM's not that far. Long Trail has given me such a lovely community, so many experiences and new opportunities. Truth be told, I really don't want it to end. Thank you for all being such great friends. You know, I'll never forget these names, but at the end of the day, we all lost the game.
Good afternoon, I'm Eliza. Every month, the moon passes through its phases. We see it change with each night that passes. Once a month, I take a special notice of the moon in its fullest form. It lights up the sky with its powerful glow, reminding us it is not an entity to be ignored. The moon reminds us that the sun will come out tomorrow. It stands as a symbol of the purity and solace in nature, behind the complications and worries that are too frequently experienced in everyday life. As a graduating senior, I have now passed through the many phases of childhood. I have created an endless collection of memories and moments that will be in the forefront of my mind as I move into adulthood. Both friends and experiences have shown me the importance of a strong, loving embrace of life. While I have learned to appreciate many aspects of my existence throughout my time at Long Trail, I trace my love for spontaneity and an ambition for success back to one special moment. One magical night, I learned to chase the moon. When I was maybe 4 or 5 years old, my dad taught my sister and I a very valuable lesson. When I recall this memory, it feels like an old movie, almost like I can sit back and watch myself live this moment. One night, when it was late and the sky should have been dark, the power of the full moon lit the world aglow. We were already in the car, my sister and I in the back seat under a blanket, and my dad driving. He embraced the magical feeling of this evening as it unveiled itself to us. As the moon worked its way up into the sky, it got stuck behind the trees, yearning to be free and light up the world. My dad's decision once he noticed this entrapment is something that has silently stuck by me for all of these years. He started driving nowhere and driving everywhere. We chased it all the way to a great open field, got out of the car, and laid on the roof. From there, my small self laid out on the car, took witness to the earth's magic. The moon's light lit up the sky, and with it my young life. From this night on, I began to learn how to chase the small moments, the fun, the opportunity. I learned how to slow down and take time to live. I found ambition and creativity in just simply working through everyday motions. I developed my own sense of spontaneity and sought meaningful and thought-provoking relationships. I found many people who have shown me the importance of joy and living with passion. My mom has taught me to laugh like no one else ever could. Her teary-eyed laughter brings a smile to anyone who listens. She has shown me how a lighthearted and forgiving nature can provide a peaceful and bright existence. With her presence, she reminds everyone to slow down and just simply laugh and love life. In my time at Long Trail, I have been lucky to experience such loving friendships that I know will last a lifetime. They have taught me how to try new things, to be brave and bold in the face of fear, and experience new things with acceptance and joy. For this, I thank them as I think back to everything that I've tried, occasionally reluctantly, aka skiing. By my side for every single moment, both good and bad, has been my sister. I've never lived a day without her, and for that I am truly grateful. She has given me confidence and encouragement to be unapologetically myself and live my truest existence. She lifts me up when I'm down and will always be there to laugh with me when I'm feeling silly. And finally, my dad taught me to chase the moon. Thank you.
Good afternoon, I'm Ezra. Even though I've only attended LTS for 2 years, it has been memorable to say the least. There is nothing like the stress of exams, the excitement of college, and the sadness of leaving a community I've come to love mixed together. For this speech, I wanted to focus on a goal I set for myself called remembering, as a way to explain how LTS has positively impacted my life. This goal was for moments that I didn't want to forget in the monotony of classes day after day. That way, I could look back at my senior year and see how things have changed in comparison to freshman year. The moment I chose to focus on was going to the movies to see Mickey 17 with someone I can confidently say is one of my best friends. I chose this specific memory because it showcases how something like going to the movies can become one of my favorite things just because of who I'm going with. But in this instance, it wasn't actually the movie that was what was important to me, though it was incredible and my new favorite, but rather the drive home. There was something almost cinematic about having the road to ourselves, just listening to music. It was a moment of silence, which, if you've ever been around me, you know doesn't come all that often. That was the moment I stopped being afraid of going to college. I decided that if college had just a few memories like this, everything would just have to be wonderful. That night, I didn't care all that much where we were actually going. I cared about who was with me. That's the mentality I'm choosing to take with me when I leave. not caring where I go as long as I'm going somewhere with people I love. I guess what I'm trying to say is maybe high school is the friends we made along the way. Even though most of my friends are graduating alongside me, I've already made plans to ensure we stay in touch. They just don't know it yet. A combination of calculating drive time and where the closest movie theater is. The hardest part of senior year is done. All of senior year is done, so now we have a chance to look ahead. I still hope to play in my little game of making memories next year. Pick a few that I can be proud of, moments where I'm content with the here and now. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Skylar. During my time at LTS, I have learned so much about myself and the values at my core. In the beginning of the year, on our senior retreat, we found out that we all had to give a speech to the whole school about the core values. I obviously did not want to do this, but after reflection and thought, I stood in front of the whole school and talked about the importance of being kind to yourself and others. Throughout that process, there was an individual whose impact on me and the community I am part of was never far from my mind. As most of you were not there, I thought this would be a fitting venue to highlight someone who I have been inspired by during my time at LTS, Charlie Rockwell. He has helped me shape my values with the kindness he spreads to me and the people around him. He has donated his time, effort, and a lot of money into helping shape young minds at LTS. For my next chapter, I hope I can make a difference in other people's lives and share what I have learned from Charlie with others. In the fall, I'm attending Worcester State University, majoring in psychology. I hope one day to impact people the way Charlie has impacted me and many other students. Charlie has taught me that in order to be a productive member of society and my community, that I need to be able to give a little more than I get and not to expect things to be given to me. Thank you.
As our last reflection of the evening, Naomi has chosen to share some music with us.
Check 1, 2. Great. So graduation is one of life's gateways to new opportunities, and I hope that through this song, I can encourage some strength in my peers for the changes that are going to happen in the next stages of life. This is Forever Young by Bob Dylan.
May blessings keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you.
I invite Head of School Colin Igo, Chair of the Board of Trustees Amy Tabo, and the Dean of Academics Mary Ellen Miga to the stage for the awarding of diplomas.
Here we go. First up, Sam Walker. Ronan Clark. Robert Smith. Hunter Sprague. John Smith. Jack Dickerson. Rowan Hughes Muse. Amy Wildman. Jay Vickery. Ether Arava. Mila Higgins. Gabriel Quinn Thompson. Jada Page. Taylor Reed. Natalie Wildman. Eliza Quinn Marcus. Naomi Fitzpatrick. Natalie Glass. Skylar Bickford. Switching sides. Olivia Constance Colbouguet. Samantha Karras. Justin Lars Jansen. Ari Sansic. Oliver DeMeo. Cosby Lux. Morgan Cable. Josephine Pearl Monder. Cameron Lampson. Brantley Stock. Amelie Michalkovic. Lucy Elizabeth Craig. Megan Capusta. Bailey Gallagher. Catherine Marthage. Lucas Aldonando. Phoebe Yates. Ezra Dillahay.
Thank you all for attending the class of 2025's commencement ceremony. We know many of you have traveled far to be here today with the people you love, and that means the world. Your presence reminds us that none of us have reached this milestone alone. The students you see before you have persevered through the good, the bad, and the unexpectedly difficult. Everything we have learned, both inside and outside the classroom, has shaped who we are today. And before we end our ceremony and go off to celebrate all that we've accomplished, a final thank you to the people who have taught us what we know is in order. Thank you to our teachers. You have been more than just educators. You've been mentors, motivators, and sometimes the only people who believed in us enough to keep us going through the slump of winter. Thank you for pushing us, challenging us, and guiding us. We love you. To my fellow graduates, congratulations. I trust the coming years will be full of adventure and joy.
It is my great honor to present the Long Trail School Class of 2025. Please remain standing as we bring our ceremony to a close. In keeping with tradition, we will now ring the school bell. The bell will ring 38 times, once for each graduate, commemorating their time at Long Trail School. Congratulations.